Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope that your day is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hi, welcome back. If you enjoy any and all things makeup related, definitely go ahead, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell to be notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and let's dive on into today's video, which is super exciting because we're testing out more new makeup. Yes, more new makeup. I love testing new makeup. That is like my all-time favorite thing to do here on YouTube, is to test some new makeup. So what do we have? All right, so we have a couple things from Stranger Things. So we have two of the blushes. We have Friends Don't Lie, He Likes It Cold. From Fenty Beauty, we have the new Toasted Swirl Bronze Shimmer Powder. I had tried this in a previous video, but I want to use this again, try it out again. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Setting Powder. I did this during like my full face of like drugstore affordable makeup, and I used that as a setting powder, and I was pleasantly surprised at like how good it looked. So now I'm like, okay, well, I think I need to try this again. So that's what we're going to be doing. I have this from Rose Inc. They just launched a new concealer. This is the Soft Light Luminous Hydrating Concealer. At this point, I feel like I own quite a few things from Rose Inc. I'm kind of thinking about doing like a full face of Rose Inc. or whatever we can find from Rose Inc. I did buy both of the Stranger Things eye palettes. We have the Void eye palette, and we have Hawkins Class of 1986 eye palette. Also, just like a disclaimer about this, I've never actually seen Stranger Things, so yeah, that's just what we have. And then we have a couple lip options. So I did purchase some of the new Rare Beauty lip options that they just came out with. So I do have a lip liner, and I have a liquid, it's a matte lipstick. Both are in the shade Strong. I don't know if the eye look's necessarily going to complement that, but also I got some free MAC lipsticks with my purchase of the Stranger Things order. So I don't know, we've got like a really dark like vampy one, we have a really light berry one, so I feel like we have some pretty good options to choose from in terms of eyes. So if you guys are excited to see what look I create, what I think of these products, then definitely keep on watching. So first we need to start off with some swatches. So first of all, here is like the palette, and it opens very much like a book, has a mirror. If you guys know me, I love books, so this will probably go on my little shelf back here with all my other little books. So you just like have these. They are very, very, very beautiful, very, very pretty. And then you have like the blushes. And what I think is really cool about them is they kind of have like similar packaging to each of the palettes. So I feel like it's kind of like what's going to go best with them, and that's how they marketed it. I think that's cute. Then we have like these little, like these lipsticks. Okay, this packaging is absolutely beautiful. I love that so much. And then we have this Rare Beauty. I love just doing that. Like, that's how you open it. I love that. It's just like so like luxurious and stuff like that. I love it. Okay, so starting off with the first palette right here, this is the Void eyeshadow palette. So this is definitely more of like a like grungy type palette. So we have this right here, the Mothergate, the Void, Demo Bat, Code Red, which kind of looks more like peach to me, but Demogorgon, Creel House, right here, Spores, and the last one for this palette is a Mind Player. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch on over to this palette right here, which is the Hawkins Class of 1986 palette. So first off, we have Dingus, Palace Arcade, Melvaude's General Store, Starcourt Mall, Benny's Burger, Hawkins High, another one like right here, I don't really know if you can see it, Surfer Boy Pizza, and then USS Butterscotch. All right, so those are really pretty. I really can see myself mixing and matching potentially. Hopefully we can do that. So then we have the blushes. So you have this blush right here, which didn't really swatch the best, which is Friends Don't Lie. And then we have the other one, which is He Likes It Cold. So then moving on to the lip swatches, this right here is the Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Strong. And then we have this one right here, which is Moncore. And then the last one right here is La Femme. So we have some pretty awesome products to work with today. I am super excited. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into the eye look. Let's see what we can create. There aren't really a ton of mattes. Each one has about 3 mattes, and they're like markedly different mattes. So we're gonna see what we can create. So let's start off with the shade right here called Starcourt Mall. And it does have a little bit of kick up in the pan. So I'm just gonna start taking that first shade and really starting to blend it out. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not like the most pigmented, but I don't think it's terrible. It definitely has potential. Definitely takes some building and blending for sure. Let's try going into the shade right here called Code Red. It's just like a little bit deeper than that pink. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, this isn't bad. Okay, so my last thing that I'm going to try to do for like the outer corner is take this right here, which is called Benny's Burger, which is like that light brown, and then try to mix it a little bit with the black shade called The Void. So I'm just going to take some of the shade Benny's Burger and like lightly dabble into like the black. Let's see how well this goes. Okay, not a bad color. It's okay. That's what we'll go with. It's okay. Oh wow. It's not exactly what I was envisioning. So now comes the kind of like hard part, is like the shimmers. I really like that Dingus shade, like the very first shade, like that really beautiful green. So let's try that. Let's see what we come up with. Ooh, it's a good shimmer. I glitter primed my eyelids, so it's not bad. So I've got lashes on, we have primed the face. We're now gonna go into this Rose Ink Soft Light Luminous Hydrating Concealer. This says, using the application, dot cream onto desired areas and blend using fingers or concealer brush. Apply more to build coverage as needed. Can also be used alone as foundation. Well, that's interesting. This is a does it all concealer that brightens, blurs, and contours while nourishing the skin. This long-wearing liquid formula minimizes the look of fine lines, redness, and discoloration for an even complexion that glows from within. Okay, so I have mine in the shade LX010. So this is what like the component looks like. I feel like it's really cute, really beautiful. I zoomed you in a little bit more. I felt like we were a little bit far away. So this concealer right here, let's see what the doe foot looks like. Okay, this kind of reminds me of like a Tarte Shape Tape doe foot. Let's just see. So when I put it on, I can definitely like feel the creaminess of this product. I do want to kind of bring some down just a little bit so I can brighten my face a little bit more. Your like fingers, I don't really care for using my fingers to blend in concealer, but it did say a brush, so let's just see what this looks like, and if we need to, we can go in with a sponge. Okay, so this definitely has a lot more coverage than I honestly was anticipating. Like, that's a lot. I went way too much, but I think I could maybe lift it up with like a sponge. Maybe blend it out some more with a sponge. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's just get the sponge and let's just start working that in, because that brush just gave like too much coverage because I put on too much. I wasn't ready. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. All right. So I think that looks much better. I will say with the amount that I gave, it has really good coverage. I will say I definitely see the hydration, but it's kind of settling into my lines and making my under eyes like look just kind of cakey and like really emphasizes my lines. Like you can definitely just still see my lines from here, so not a fan of that. We now need to go ahead and start moving into like more of the complexion products. I did put a little bit of like some cream products on, but now we need to try to set it with this Makeup Forever like HD setting powder. I got a little mini of this for free with like an order from Sephora, because I don't think they sell this at Ulta. And so I've just been trying it out, and so far I'm actually really like pleasantly surprised at like how much I like this. I just feel like it did a really good job the other day of just like blurring and like smoothing. So I'm hoping it does the same thing today. Like maybe this will be like just like a good powder all around. I just really liked it yesterday. It does look pretty nice. Like now as well, I need to do a more up close kind of a look at my face, but it does look like it is like airbrushing the skin. And just kind of set lightly with the powder I have left. Ooh. I don't know if it's the powder or like the cream products I was using, because where I put like the contour shade, it doesn't look bad, but where the blush is, it's kind of like pilled up. I don't know, but I do still think like the cheeks, like if it wasn't for that pilling up, would look really good. My under eyes look fairly decent. So for the blush that I used was this Danessa Myricks one. And one thing about this blush formula, it is very sticky, very like goopy. So I'm thinking that this, for the Danessa Myricks one, that like it just should solely be if you're just doing creams and not setting it. I think that's what that's going to be best for. I don't think it's going to be best for if you're applying powders and stuff on top, because it did kind of pill up. Other than that, I think my face looks pretty good. So now let's go ahead, let's move on into the bronzer, which we have this from Fenty, which is the Toasted Swirl Bronze Shimmer Powder. Mine is in Chocolate Swiller. And this is what like the packaging looks like. I think that's very beautiful, very sleek. And then when you open it up, okay, so here's the thing. When you open it up, you can see just like the amount of glitter it has. And that makes me a little bit nervous because I am not a huge glitter in my bronzer fan. Like I think like a little bit of it would be okay, but like let's just go ahead. I'm gonna start lightly tapping it. Oh shit. Okay, wow. Okay, pigmented, more pigmented than I was anticipating. Definitely very warm as well. I don't know if you guys can tell just like how warm it is. It looks almost red. Okay. I don't think it's bad. I can't really see a whole lot of like the glitter particles now that it's on my face. But again, I think this one is marketed as the lightest, or this is like the only shade that they like have. I'm not for sure. I know I tried to find the light. I always try to find the lightest of everything. So I'm assuming this is, but it is definitely very like glittery, as you can tell. So I don't know. I don't know that this is love. So this is love. Got a Cinderella, and I feel like, okay, is it just me, or does anybody else like think like, wow, that's really like red toned? Like, not like, oh, this is really warm. I'm talking like red. Let me know. But it definitely is a very shimmery type bronzer. If you are not in love with shimmery type bronzers, you are not gonna love this. I'm just gonna be the first to tell you, you aren't. So now we have some of the little like blush options. So we have this bright pink, and the other option is this, which honestly I think like with the eyes, this is probably going to be my best bet. So I'm just gonna take a little bit, not a lot, because I don't know how like pigmented these are. So this is love. Okay, so I literally just dipped in very lightly twice. Wow. Okay. Well, that is pigmented. Wow, that is pigmented, which I don't know what just happened. Okay. All right. Where's my powder brush? Where is my powder brush? So now we need to go ahead and do the lower lash line. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. So, okay, I'm first going to take the shade right here called The Void. And I'm going to work that very tightly along the upper like lash line. Then I just want to take, actually let's do, I think I'm going to go into like just that red shade called Code Red, and just start like smoking that out from like underneath that black, really get it out under there. So then for inner corner, I want to go into the shade right here called Surfer Boy Pizza, and we are just going to work that just like right into the inner corner. So now I need to decide on a lip option. I kind of want to swatch them on the lips and see. I don't know, maybe. So that was from Rare Beauty. That was the Strong. Okay, so now we have Moncore, more like a berry. No, that's too berry. That's like too pink. So then the last option is La Femme. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, it's all right, I guess. Yeah, we'll go with this. So this is it for the completed and final look. What does everybody think? I'm pleasantly shocked that I really love the eye look as much as I do, based on like the amount of mattes versus shimmers that we have, but I do think it came out really nicely. I am pleasantly surprised. So let's go ahead and let's get into the ranking of the things that I would not recommend to recommend. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into that. So coming in last place is going to be this Fenty Swirl Bronzer. I don't know like what it is about this, but it's too much. It definitely just like kind of looks red, and I don't mind like a somewhat shimmery bronzer, but this is like a little bit overkill. Like this is like, that is overkill. Do you see that? That's way too much. Way too much. I think if you're somebody that like you want, or like let's put all the shimmer in bronzers, you will like this. I don't. If I'm gonna have a shimmer in it, I want it to be a more natural type shimmer. That is not it. That is not it. So for me, it's just something that I personally don't like, and the only way I think you're gonna really like that is if you are a shimmer bronzer person. Like if that is your jam, you will love this. If you don't want a lot of shimmer, if you are kind of like weirded out by like how like warm and how it almost looks kind of like red on the face, you're not gonna like this either. So just keep that in mind when thinking about purchasing this. Next up is going to be these MAC lipsticks. I just don't feel like this is going to last a considerable amount of time. And it just doesn't look like that great on the lips. I am more of a liquid lipstick type person. That's just something that I more enjoy. I just don't really get it with this. You know what? No, I'm gonna switch my lip color because I just don't like this. So I've switched up the lip color. I feel like this goes a little bit more, kind of ties in like the reddish, kind of in a way looks a little bit more orange, but this just isn't it for me. These are just like, they're so creamy that they're almost glossy. I know they're not going to stay very long. Didn't really look very good on my lips. I feel like my texture was like overly enhanced. Just not a win for me. If you like more like satiny, well, more like glossy type lip options, you might like those. It's just not something that like I'm personally into. If I want a gloss, I want to add a gloss on top. I don't want my lipstick to be like that glossy where it's gonna wear off in like 10 minutes. Next up are going to be these palettes. I think the quality is really good. I did have a little bit of issue with the outer corner, and even then it just still kind of looks just like very light, even with a lot of packing. But another part of my issue, first of all, let me just say this real quick. I love that they look like little books. Like they're gonna go back there on my shelf. Like I love books. But you only get like 3 matte shades. And the wild part is like they are just markedly different. Like you have a pink, a brown, and a dark green. Like I'm just sitting here like I don't think that's gonna be a look. Honestly, truthfully. So then you have this palette over here. You might be able to get a little bit more of a cohesive look here. But again, it's just like if I had only bought one of these instead of both, I would seriously be scrambling and being like, what look can I do? Like, where's the cohesiveness? Like, I don't know what to pick. So that was really hard. I think that the shimmers were all really pretty. I think they look nice on the lids. I had no problems or issues with that. But I think the only thing that I find that these really have going for it is the nice shimmers and like that it looks like a book. Other than that, I'm kind of like, you know, probably not like a need. All right, so next up is going to be this Rose Ink Concealer. First of all, this is very pigmented, just like right out the gate. You don't need a lot, so that's good. But I think the one thing that really kind of turns me off from this, and it may just be like the amount that I put on, so I need to play with this more, but as for like a first impression based on how much I did use, I did not like how much it like emphasized my lines. Like even from a ways away, like you guys could totally see my lines. I did not like that. I did not appreciate that. Also, you only need a very, very tiny amount, which I appreciate that. That means the product's going to last long. You could definitely tell that it was hydrating. It was just like the settling into the fine lines that I was just like, this doesn't look good. Like there's something that's not clicking here. So that's why it's ranked a little bit lower. Next up, second place, are going to be these blushes. I think, first of all, it looks like a book again. Okay, all right, I'm here for it. But I think like the other thing that makes it a little bit lower is that like it is so pigmented. In a way, that's a good thing, but in a way, it's not. If you have like deeper skin tones and you need something that's more pigmented to maybe show up on your skin, these are great. However, if you're as fair as I am, I like literally tapped my brush in, like tapped it, not like swirled it, tapped it twice, and I was able to do both cheeks, but it was not looking good. It was not. I was like, okay, this is too much. This is not a good look. And so I was just like, okay, well, this ain't it. So yeah, that's just kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's good. I feel like maybe I could just try dabbing, like, I don't know, let's see, like dabbing like a minimal, like once. I feel like okay, let's try dabbing twice. So I feel like this light pink shade may be good for those with like fair skin, because that one isn't really showing up as much. But let's see what happens when I just tap once into the He Likes It Cold. Yeah, so I'd have to do it like once to really get it to like stay or not be like as intense. But just know, right out the gate. It's intense. So next and final product, my number one. Again, I am really like driven to this Makeup Forever powder. I don't know what it is, but like it just looks so good, except for where the blush was, and it kind of pilled up, but like the rest of it, my under eyes look pretty good, like my forehead looks good where there wasn't any blush, all the way around, you know, didn't look bad. So I just think like overall, like this is like a really good powder. I do need to keep playing with it just a little bit more, especially with like cream products underneath. If it's like, was it the Danessa Myrix that was the issue? Will it perform differently with like another cream product? Is this only good for like, you know, foundation, concealer, setting it, and then putting powders on top? I'm not 100% for sure. Definitely will have to play around with that a little bit more, but so far I am just like markedly impressed. I think they did a fantastic job with that powder. All right, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. This helps me out. This helps the channel out. Also lets me know that you enjoy testing new makeup. Just so you know, I have a ton of new makeup coming from Sephora. I've got like 3 more Sephora orders on their way. I have Glamlight, I have Glaminatrix, I have Nomad, I have, I don't know, just so many orders coming. And so I am really, really excited to try all of that out. So if you guys are also interested in some new makeup, definitely hit that subscribe button, click the bell. And then don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram so you can join this dumpster fire there. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye!